How do you write a check? I'm going to walk you through exactly how. First, make sure you do have the funds available in your account so that your check doesn't bounce. Then have your check and a nice quality pen ready to go. So just as a crash course, when you are looking at a check, typically you have your name up top here, your address down here. You have the check number here, your routing number here, your account number here, and again, your check number here. So that's how a check typically looks. So first, you're going to jot down the date for when you want to remit your payment. So let's say May 2nd of 2022 is when we want to make this payment. So we're just going to say May 2nd, 2022. And it's just good habit to fully write out the year. So you don't just want to say 22 for the year, just spell out 2022. Now under pay to the order of, you want to be sure to put the name or the entity this is for. Note that I said entity. This is very important because in most cases, you want to make sure that you are paying the proper party. Let's say, for example, you're working with a realtor, Sally, and they work for a realty company called ABC Realty, and you use their services. So now it's time for you to make a payment. In most cases, you don't want to make the check out to the individual Sally, but rather you want to make the payment out to ABC Realty so that there's a legal paper trail for accounting purposes. Also, I just want to point out that at any point in time, if you do make a mistake when writing your check, you can simply cross it out, write the correct information, and just put your initials, like I did here. In a nutshell, all I'm really saying is just double check who the check should be made out to. Next, we're going to fill in the dollar amount that we want to write a check out for. So let's say we're going to write out a check for $101.69. So be sure to write completely in the box and make it clear if you're using a period or comma. So we're going to write here $101.69. So you can clearly see that this is a period, it's not a comma. Try to write completely in the box and make it clear if you're using a period or a comma. Quick pause, guys. If you are finding this video helpful, consider liking the video and also subscribing to the channel for more content like this. Moving on, now we're actually going to spell out the amount that the check should be made out for. And this step, I think, is equally important, if not more important, because it's my understanding that this is what banks actually look at as opposed to the numerical box up top. So what you're going to do is you're going to spell out $101.69. Now pay attention to this. I didn't write $101. I wrote $101 because that's actually how that number is spelled out. When we say $101, it's not actually $101. It's $101. So be sure to spell that out correctly. And if there's extra left on the line, just cross it out so nobody can add text to it later on. Next, we're going to make sure we write in the memo what that check was for, just as a reference later on. Now, before we wrap up, be sure to sign indicating that you do authorize and approve of this payment and that it is in fact coming from you. Finally, be sure to update your ledger so you can keep track of and reconcile each and every check just to keep a record of it. Unless, of course, you have carbon checks, which help you maintain a copy of your check anyway. It's totally up to you. And that's how you write a check. It's that simple.